wish you could smell these cookies. This is awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. Moon Rocks Gourmet Cookies. We have a mother and a daughter team, Marnie Ray Esposito and mom Cynthia Ray. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
So I brought you guys on to tell me the story about how you started your business. And I'm going to start with you, Cynthia, because you were a single mom and you put yourself, 3 jobs, and you put yourself through culinary school. So take me way back. What year was that?
1974 was the year that I actually graduated.
All right, and with the dream of doing what?
I wanted to be a pastry chef.
And what happened?
Well, we lived in New York, and
I hear the accent. I love that.
yeah. And they wouldn't hire a woman in the back of the bakeries or any of the hotels because at that time only men did the baking and the cooking, culinary of any sort.
So you're disappointed, and then what did you do?
Well, I had been a bookkeeper before, and being a single mom, I had to support us. So I just went back to doing bookkeeping.
A little bit sad?
Oh, I hated bookkeeping.
I hate it too. Cynthia, I hate it too. All right, so enter your daughter. How do you say to each other, we're going to start a business, pool our money, because mom knows what she's doing with cookies? Because she developed a chocolate chip cookie, correct?
Right. So when she was in school, she developed the original chocolate chip cookie recipe. And we made that my entire life. In fact, most of the time I think we were invited to affairs just to bring the cookies. I really don't think if
you were
cared,
being used for your cookies.
They really didn't care if we were there. They really just wanted the cookies. To the point where we brought cookies to a wedding, and a family member stole the tray and put it in his car and moved his car so that his wife wouldn't know where it was. Wow. So that she couldn't take the cookies back. So people went crazy over the chocolate chip cookies. And my whole life, everyone kept saying to me, you guys have got to go into business. You have to go into business. And you know, life happens. I'm married, I have 3 children, you know, I was raising my family, working. And 2 summers ago, I looked at my mom and I said to her, I'm turning 50, you're gonna turn 75. If we don't do this now, it's never gonna happen. And I was out walking the canal with my husband, and I said to him, if we don't do this, it's never gonna happen. And it wasn't a good time financially. I mean, I guess it's never a good time financially. And he looked at me and he said, go big or go home, let's do it.
So you had support.
Yep.
This was daunting. You now have a shop in Hamden. How scary was that to launch this?
It was a little scary, but
you're a New Yorker. It's not that scary.
No, I had all this experience behind me, and I felt, why should I be afraid? It's one more thing in my life to take on, and I've taken on so many things in life. And if I can't do this, then I might as well quit.
So you start making cookies. Where do you start? You start renting kitchens? Is that what happens?
Right.
I wouldn't even know how to start doing
well,
that.
And that was part of it. And part of what worked so well is that we're the perfect team. She's the baker, she creates all the recipes, and I was really the business side.
Even though she was the bookkeeper?
Yeah, even though she was the bookkeeper, right.
Go figure.
I told her I'm not doing any more bookkeeping.
I see. Okay, so you put your foot down.
Yeah.
So where do you go to rent a kitchen?
So first thing I did was I called the state of Connecticut and I said, what do I do? What's the list of what do I need? And so they told me what you needed. You have to bake out of a certified kitchen. So that was the first thing I looked for. Very difficult to find a kitchen. Most large cities have something called commissaries, where they will have food trucks and independent food owners come and bake or cook there. Connecticut doesn't have anything like that. So you have to find a private baker. In our case, we needed a bakery who's willing to rent their space. So thankfully, a friend of mine knew Catalina from Catalina's Cupcakes, and she rented to us. We started there with her. And very quickly we ran out of time. She has a busy bakery, and we were getting busier very quickly. So we wound up getting another rental in Milford. And after about 9 months, we were outgrowing that as well.
Boy, these cookies must be something.
We were getting really busy, and we needed a second day to rent, and frankly, we actually couldn't afford it. To rent
Are
is-
you running out of money at this
Right.
point? Are you
Well,
getting scared?
And renting is expensive.
At that point, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you find a space in Hamden,
Yep.
and you say, here we go again. And now Moon Rocks Gourmet Cookies is a business which is helping other businesses. And how are you doing that?
Yeah, so when we decided that we were going to build our own commercial kitchen and that we were going to open a storefront, because previously we were renting, and going to shows and fairs and farmers markets, but really you need a home base, at some point to grow the business. So we decided from day one that we were going to look for other bakers that were looking to start businesses or were fairly new businesses that were looking for an opportunity to partner with us. And it all came together. We started with Lynette Rosenberger, she's the cupcake chick, and Sonia Aprier from Sweet Treats by Sonia.
I
And
love this.
I love it.
Businesses helping businesses grow in the state of Connecticut,
It was
which is
great.
what we need.
And the three of us have actually, all of us have become great friends.
Yeah.
And what's wonderful is that now we have a camaraderie. So my mom will help them with recipes, and I'll help with the business, and we all look out for one another. And we look, hey, did you hear about this opportunity or that opportunity? So it's wonderful. We have a collaborative kitchen. We actually now have 7 people operating businesses out of our tiny little kitchen in Hamden. It's great.
I think it's wonderful.
It's awesome. We love it.
What time do you get up in the morning, Cynthia, to start making cookies?
Well, I usually get up around 7 o'clock, and being a little older now, it takes me a little while to get going. So I can get there about 9:30.
And how many cookies do you churn out a day?
Well, we used to be able to do it just the two of us. We could do a couple of hundred cookies, but now finally we have some help. So we can do 600-700 cookies. Today we did 1,300.
You did
cookies.
1,300.
It's a new record.
Oh, yay! And you're on the show,
today.
on the record. 1,300 cookies.
Right, with 2 people in the kitchen.
We're doing a large donation to support After the Storm. It's they help women after they've had breast cancer. So they're having an art bra event this Thursday, and we're donating the dessert. So we're donating 600 cookies. So that was part of the 1,300 today.
So you're all about give back,
Yeah.
which is just amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was from day one.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that was from day one because when I was coming up and doing all those things like supporting my daughter, I didn't get a lot of help. And I wanted to turn that around and say, I don't care. So I didn't get a lot of help. Get over it and help others.
I love your attitude. Now, I'm not going to ask you to divulge your recipes, although I'll try to get it out of you later. But you have about 25 flavors and counting, right? And so I wrote down some of these. Mango, sweet potato, lemon cheesecake, s'mores, orange creamsicle, ugly salted caramel, Obi-Wan cannoli, love that, and Tuxedo Moose. Who's coming up with these names?
Sometimes people will suggest a flavor. Monty came up with the Tuxedo Moose because
Is that this one right here?
yes.
Yeah.
What's
because-
in Tuxedo Moose?
It's a cream cheese based chocolate cookie. So have you seen a Tuxedo Moose cake where it has those layers? The cookie mimics the same thing like the cannoli. It tastes like a cannoli.
So this
but
is
it's in the
Obi-Wan
form of-
cannoli.
That's Obi-Wan cannoli. Oh yeah, I come up with the silly names.
All right, and this is that the
ugly.
ugly
salted caramel.
It doesn't look really ugly.
No,
to
it's
me.
just that the caramel explodes.
Well, I just picked off the tab and ate
Exactly, it's the best part.
it. Now you said to me, Cynthia, all natural. Is there a secret recipe to this? Is there a secret ingredient that you're not going to tell us that makes this so great? Because you said the shelf life is about 6 weeks.
There's really no secret to the all-natural ingredients. You start with flour, butter, only butter.
Real butter. Yeah.
I love that.
Not a lot of sugar, not a lot. And everything else that goes in it, if I have to put in an extract, it has to be a real extract, not
Or
some
get mostly
flavor.
organic, yeah.
And how did you come up with a shape? Is that with an ice cream scoop?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And how did you get the name Moon Rocks?
They actually have been, we've been calling the Moon Rocks always, my entire life. I think, you know, in the 70s, it was all about the space and this and that, and they look like fat little lumpy moon rocks, and the name stuck. And when we started the business, there was no other name. Like, it had to be Moon Rocks Gourmet Cookies. So we've had it for years.
Yes.
So today you have a record, 1,300 cookies.
Yes.
Have you thought about what happens when some big chain comes to you and says, we want to market those across the country? Then what?
You know, each step of the way, every time someone said to us, can you do whatever? We're like, sure. Then I'd hang up the phone and go, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. And we figure it out. So one step at a time, everything has just come in play. We just keep getting better and better. We put in more systems. We get the right people to help us. We have great employees that help. And we're very proud of that. The store's only open 10 months, and we have 3 part-time employees
Which
in
is
10
amazing.
months.
Thank you for growing
so excited.
employment in the state of Connecticut.
It's thrilling.
Of all you're 75, you're 50?
Going to be 52.
And I was just 76.
76.
Oh my gosh. Ever in your wildest imagination, did you think that you would start a business at your age?
No, I figured the time had passed and that we were never going to get to do it. I really did.
So what do you think now?
Well, I'm totally happy. And of course, I feel blessed. You know, I have the best daughter on earth.
Aw.
And now we have wonderful employees who help. And I feel that they were sent to us as a blessing.
Now, along with your business model, you do these for businesses, for fundraisers.
Yep.
I don't know how you have time to do that, but you figured out logos, and here's one of my little boutique is Annie Mame, which thank you for doing that.
You're
That's
welcome.
very
It was
cute.
fun.
You have a wonderful way about you, about the business and about helping other folks. You both have smiles on your face, although I know you must be exhausted after making so many cookies. I'm going to ask you both this question, and Cynthia, I'm going to start with you. You now said you're 76. What advice are you going to give women who say, oh gosh, I can't do this now? What advice do you give them?
Well, Winston Churchill said, never give up. That's the advice.
Can you top that?
I can't top that. But one thing, it's really important for us to encourage other people to start their businesses. You're never too old. You're never too young. Sometimes people, you know, I run into new entrepreneurs and people say, oh, you don't have enough experience. But you have passion. It's not about age or whether or not you have enough money. You start where you are. You take one step, and then it leads to the next step, and then it leads to the next step. As long as you're motivated and you're passionate about what you do, it will come together. If you have a good product and the right people, you're unstoppable. It's been a hard 2 years.
Yeah.
We've worked really, really hard, but it's been the best 2 years. Really, I'm going to say it's been the best 2 years of our lives. Because we spend so much time together now, which is
Exactly.
great.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah.
And no cross words between each other
Oh
so far?
yeah, I threaten her all the time. Yeah.
And how are you as a partnership day to day? I mean, what do you wake up every morning, Cynthia, and think I can't wait to go to work?
Yeah, it's not work.
Yeah.
It's the American dream. I've been waiting all my life to give moon rocks to the world. And we used to say that all the time. I used to say to her, the world needs moon rocks because they're so totally different than anything else. And the fact that they're actually natural, I felt like that was a big improvement over what was out there.
Well, you both are such an inspiration, Marnie, Ray, and Cynthia. Thank you so much, Esposito, I should say.
Thank you
so much for helping the state of Connecticut, for hiring people, for making moon rocks, and I know the newsroom is going to just devour these. So, great wishes to both of you, and I hope we see you nationally very soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Yeah, we
very,
really
very
appreciate
much.
it. We're very excited.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Made a trivial jumpsuits when we're missing. Who's this girl I spend all night kissing? And if was right here, then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked if I'm a witch and find the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Need to keep locked in the grocery store of mine. Just to save time, skip right ahead to the last ride. The harder we look, the less we can see. Don't you know, that you need me.